and I'm here in South, which according to Land Rover is all about toughness, beauty and exclusivity. But what I'm going to tell you is how polished or rough Land Rover's latest jewel is. For Land Rover, the OCTA is a statement. It's to be the world's fastest and most capable off-roader. It's not about setting the fastest lap time at the Nürburgring. It's about bashing dunes, crawling over rocks and mimicking a rally car with equal aplomb. Now, after leaving Cape Town, we're on tarmac roads, wide and empty, and it's on these stretches you can really exploit the OCTA's performance and enjoy this 4.4 litre V8. This 4.4 litre twin turbo sourced from BMW is tuned to deliver. This can whisk the 2.5 ton OCTA to 100 kp.
V8s are becoming rarer and rarer, so whenever you have one, it's a reason to celebrate.
Yes, V8s feel really special. This engine has a massive spread of torque. It pulls strongly and loves to be revved. You've got multiple drive modes to extract the most out of this engine. Dynamic mode tweaks the suspension and powertrain settings for sporty on-road use, whilst the OCTA mode tunes the setting for driving rally-style off-road on loose surfaces. The ZF 8-speed, it is absolutely the best in the business. Floor it and it just shoots off. And listen to that engine note. It sounds great, but I have to say that 5 litre supercharged V8, which has been around in the JLR stable for so long, has a deeper growl and has a little bit more drama. But what's really impressive is the way the OCTA puts all that power down. Now, you can really munch miles on this, even on tarmac. And what I'm riding on are tires not ideally suited for tarmac. They are these big, fat, all-terrain tires on 20-inch wheels with these massive sidewalls, 3-ply sidewalls. But even so, the car feels very stable, very comfortable. The only thing is that the handling, well, it feels a bit woolly and there is a bit of road noise. You also have to make steering corrections because of those chunky off-road tires. But you also have the option of 22-inch wheels on lower profile tires, tarmac-oriented tires, and that's what you need for a more connected feel and direct handling, which allows the OCTA to safely hit a top speed of 250 kph. But the true habitat of the Defender, where it feels most comfortable, is off-road. We soon leave the tarmac and head deep into the wilderness of South Africa, which is pure Defender country. So what's the Defender OCTA like off-road? In a word, phenomenal. Crawling over what looks like insurmountable rocks, the OCTA, which has 100 millimeters more wheel articulation and 323 millimeters of ground clearance with the suspension fully raised, makes it look just effortless. The improved breakover angles allow it to tackle seriously difficult terrain, and it can wade through 1 meter of water. Perfect for Mumbai monsoons then. I've never had such fun going so slow. Sand dunes north of Cape Town, the OCTA is equally good. All you have to do is drop tire pressure, switch to sand mode, keep the momentum and let the electronics do the rest. Just blew me away. Now the Defender, it's designed to be a champ off-road. It loves to play in the dirt, and the OCTA even more so. And then You can dial it up by switching to Octa mode. Long press on the Octa button and wow. I tell you, on this gravel road, smooth gravel road, which is like a world rally stage, this car feels like a WRC car on stilts. The exhaust note gets louder, the engine response is sharper, and the suspension calibration changes to make driving on a loose surface fun and easy. It's really unbelievable the speeds you can carry on these dirt roads, even through these sweeping bends. This car just grips as if it's on tarmac. Source of the Octa's amazing off-road dynamics is the suspension. Now Land Rover calls this a 60 suspension, but you know, it's beyond the marketing speak. This thing really works. There are no anti-roll bars but semi-active dampers all round that are hydraulically linked, and it works together as a system to control roll and pitch. The suspension arms are also re-engineered to suit the wider track and increased wheel travel. And what has really transformed the handling is the quicker steering. Now this steering rack is much quicker than the standard Defender, and it gives the Octa a certain agility that you don't expect in such a heavy and high-riding SUV. So I'm here at Bushman's Kloof after a crazy day of driving the Octa in the Western Cape. That's real South African wilderness. It's just been mind-boggling off-road. The breadth of capabilities are just incredible. We're going to be taking a bit of a break here. So let's take a quick look at what the design changes are. The real standout feature are these bulging wheel arches, absolutely massive. In fact, they've increased the track by 60, and filling these massive arches are massive walls, super thick 3-ply over there. This can take any hammering you give it. And for the first year of production, the Octa comes in this Edition 1 variant. Basically, it's got some exclusive colors. This one is in Pharaoh green. Now you can't see the green really because it's covered in dust, but it gives it a kind of military look, this kind of color. You've got a carbon fiber insert over here. I'm not sure of carbon fiber on an off-roader, but that's what it is. And coming over to the back, you've got the Octa badge, which is an 8-sided. It is an octahedral, but it does look like a diamond. The other thing that marks the Octa out are the quad exhausts neatly tucked away under the rear bumper. So all in all, the Octa Defender still looks a Defender, but with a lot of muscle. Now let's climb into the cabin. Now the Octa's interiors, they're pretty much Defender, but with some Octa specific bits, like these carbon fiber inserts, which I'm not too sure about, but then that's just a matter of taste. What you do get are these integrated headrests. You get, again, specific colors for the interiors. This is the Pharaoh green, so you've got the interiors that match, again, a little bit of green, quite tastefully done. But the talking point really is this Octa button, which you press for 2 seconds and it activates Octa mode, and the paddle shifters light up. Isn't that cool? Thing I suspect could be a problem when the Octa hits Indian roads is the aircon. Now it was 42 degrees Celsius out here in the South African landscape, really super hot, and I have to tell you, the aircon did struggle to keep us cool. So the jury's out on the aircon, I think, but otherwise the interior is absolutely fantastic. The seats super comfortable, 14-way adjustable, really sporty, supportive, and this high driving position which you only get in an SUV that sits so high off the ground. This is really a very fast skyscraper on wheels. Parallel driving experience for those willing to explore its full potential. Whether tackling the toughest trails or cruising on the highway, the Defender OCTA proves there's truly no limit to where this legendary SUV can go.